Hello viewers, I am Will Keith and I am here today with a new review. And what I have here today is something that I got with this month's Patreon money. And like I said in the last quick video I made, if you saw that, it was kind of just an impulse buy. Like I saw it and I knew I had to have it because like I used to have one when I was a little kid, but I was never really good at it because I was tiny and dumb like all kids. So anyway, what I have here today is Blowgun. The Cold Steel 5-foot blowgun. Look at the size of this thing. Absolute unit. So fully extended, it's 5 feet. And the longer the barrel is, the more power you can get into it. You can split it in the middle, and it still operates, but less power. At the range that I've been practicing at, having it at half length is fine. But full length is the way it's intended to be fired, and that's how you're going to get the best accuracy, range, and power out of it. So, anyway, on to actually reviewing it. It's made from aircraft-grade aluminum. It has a polycarbonate, I think, polyethylene, no. I don't know all the different polys. It is some kind of durable, high-quality plastic grip up here, and the mouthpiece. And it's got a quiver, like, attached underneath of the grip, where you can stash 12 of the mini broadheads, or any of the various ammo types that have the metal shaft. That should fit in there. They have ones with wider broadheads, ones with like barbs on them for small game. But yeah, it's got the quiver there, and this thing is just so freaking long, you know, but as I said earlier, the longer it is, the better it is. So I'm definitely not complaining about that. And if I'm firing in a confined space, I can always split it in half, and I'll be doing that later on. So anyway, I'm going to move on to testing, and I'm standing here on one end of my apartment, and all the way on the other end of my apartment, I have a target, and I'd say it's about 20 to 25 feet. Yeah, 25 feet sounds about accurate from where I'm standing. I'm trying to like measure out 10 feet with my brain, and it's looking about 25, I'd say. And I'm going to shoot it. And some of you might be mentally screaming at me, "Oh my god, don't shoot a weapon in an apartment!" And that's honestly probably a good idea to not shoot a weapon in an apartment. However, I don't miss. So you'll be seeing evidence of that soon enough. And this is happening, so whatever. So you take one of the darts. I'm using the mini broadheads now. Metal shaft and the orange feather back. I'm calling it a feather because I'm used to archery. But this is what actually captures the air. When you're blowing into the tube, the air catches in there, and that's what propels the payload. So you just load it in the back right here, and it stays in when you just put it there. It stays like that, and you can see it just hanging out in there. And so you move it to where you're aiming, and then with your thumb, you push it in a little bit once it's raised, and that kind of clicks it in to where it's ready to fire. And I forgot to remove the cap. That would have sucked if I tried firing it like that. Oh my god, this thing is so long. So, aiming. Take a big breath before you put your mouth on the thing, or breathe in through your nose. You got to be careful because it is possible to actually suck the ammunition into your mouth if you're dumb and take like a huge heaving breath with your mouth actually on the thing. So, dramatic breathing. But here goes nothing. I guess, did I mention earlier I have another camera set up over there to actually watch the target as I'm doing this? You'll see in a sec. Here goes nothing. Nice. Alright, you gotta get like a good puff in there. That wasn't really a good one. But it hit the target pretty much smack in the middle. The thing is, how this works is when you're aiming down the length of the blowgun, if you focus on your target in the distance, you're gonna see like the two barrels of the blowgun like splitting in your eyes, you know what I mean? I know there's proper terminology for this, but it's slipping my mind right now, but you know what I mean. And we basically aim right between the barrels, and it will hit dead on in the center of the target, as long as your hands aren't shaking or anything. However, vertical accuracy is a little bit more difficult. Like I always hit like dead in the middle horizontally of the target, but up and down it varies. I gotta practice more. That was way too high. Put more of a puff into that. Gonna aim better. There we go. If I could get one bullseye with these, I would be so happy. Oh, that made contact with the other one. I hope it didn't pierce the feather. I'm just gonna keep calling it a feather because I don't know what else to call it. Nice. Not quite a bullseye, but almost. Like, you see how they're all basically right in the middle of the target horizontally, but vertically they're all over the place. And most of them are in a small grouping. Alright. I'm going to save the rest of them for something else later, and I'm going to show you some of the other ammo types I got here. These are bamboo spikes. These are heavier than the they're not actually heavier, but they have like more aerodynamic properties, I guess. I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, but my point is that they seem to hit a lot harder than the metal ones, even though they are physically lighter. There seems to be a lot more impact in their impacts. So I'm gonna shoot one of these. You hear the difference in that sound? That was a really quick thud. Another one in here. Now, what's weird is, and this might change over a greater distance, but a lot of these are kind of like flexed a little bit, like not perfectly straight, but they still fly perfectly straight. So I think the further it gets, the less true that's going to be, but at this range, they're fine. Damn, that's fun. Alright, next ammo type, well, last ammo type. There's more available, but I only have 3, are these stun darts. Look at these. These are for stunning small game that you're not going to be able to like reliably kill with one of the broadheads. Like, you hit a fucking squirrel or something, one of these, and they're going to be fucking decked for you to go over there and finish them off. And while I haven't taken a hit from one or hit anybody else with one, according to the Amazon comments, if a person gets hit by this at a good velocity, it's not gonna stop an attacker. I'm not gonna say that one of these stun darts is gonna be a good self-defense weapon, because it's gonna hurt like fucking shit. But like, if somebody is trying to murder you, they're just gonna go like, ah, and then keep coming to murder you. So definitely not an effective self-defense weapon unless you get them like in the eye or something, which is absolutely not reliable. Like I always say, self-defense, get a goddamn pistol, shotgun, some kind of firearm. Anyway, here we go. Now, one time I fired one of these, and it actually got stuck in the target. It hit it so hard. So that's a good example of the velocity, but I haven't been able to replicate that. Every other one I fired has bounced off, but hopefully I can get one to stick this time, because that would be cool for the video. I'm gonna put as much air as I can into this. Yes, it stuck. Oh, that was a good huff. Let's try that one more time. Yep, that one bounced. The first one I missed big time. You probably can see it in the camera. It's way up there, but it still stuck. I wasn't like aiming directly towards the bullseye. I was just trying to put as much power as I could into that one because I wanted it to stick. That one bounced off, hit the target, but bounced off. They're so loud when they hit. I don't know if the sound translates well enough into the camera over there, but it is loud. That one stuck. See, when it hits the target, it seems to bounce off because that's an extra layer of cardboard. But when it actually just hits the box, it goes through. So that makes sense. Come on, get in there. Yep, bounced. That one hit it so hard that one of the bamboo ones fell out. That was funny. Alright. So now, what I saved these last 4 mini broadheads for is I'm going to unscrew it and fire it at a half length here. And you'll see that it still does operate at close range, but if you do plan on hunting small game with this thing, I would highly recommend not doing that because you won't have as much power or accuracy or range. So full length is the best way to go. I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to rapid fire these as fast as I can because you know, with archery, it's obviously slower than like a fucking gun is, but you can still get them going pretty fast. And the blowgun is the same way. Like when you know what you're doing, you can put out a few shots out in a pretty quick period of time. So I have them all loaded in my right hand, and I'm going to rapid fire as much as I can. And if I am going to miss, it's going to be now. And I mean, I'll be able to fix one hole in the door. If I do miss, I'm gonna stop and start doing it properly. But hopefully, I won't miss. So. Alright, so I didn't miss. I missed the target a couple of times, but I didn't miss the box, which is good. And honestly, having them in my right hand slowed me down because they were interfering with each other as I was trying to load them in. I could have fired those off a lot faster. So I'm going to go recover a few and go through that again. So hang on. Alright, so I got 5 darts back, and I'm going to try rapid firing again. And I'm trying something else now. I have them in my left hand, which is going to be continuously gripping the gun. And so as I reload, I should just be able to pick them out by the feather and avoid any fumbling. So let's see. Starting now. Shit! It bounced off. Shit! It bounced off. Alright, so it could have been worse. I did technically miss one. I hit the very edge of the box and it bounced off. Luckily, it didn't hit the door, so I'm keeping my record there of not putting a hole in the door. And that was pretty good. Again, I got distracted though, so I wasn't going as fast as I could. But I'm going to be making a lot of videos with this, so I'm going to keep trying to get faster and faster as I keep making different videos with this. So I'm going to reattach the thing. Like, this is a long thread. It takes a while to like fully get it on there. Magic fingers. There we go. Alright, so I got a couple more of the bamboo darts over here, so I'm just going to take a couple more shots, and then I'm going to go to the target over there and check my hits. When I recovered bolts for the bolts, darts, I don't know what to call the ammo here. When I recovered, I only pulled out ones that didn't hit the actual target, so all my good hits will still be in place. I still haven't got one in the actual bullseye, which fucking sucks. It doesn't seem plausible that it would bounce off like that. Another one close to the bullseye, but not quite. Alright, I'm giving up. What happens is when the target starts getting really full of darts, like the more darts there are, the more likely it is I'm going to hit one of the feathers, which is going to go right through it and damage it and render that specific dart unusable. So once the target starts getting too full, I got to go get the stuff out. So I'm going to go stay there. Stay. I'm going to go check the target. Hello! Alright, so let's see what we got here. Yep, none in the actual bullseye. You can see, though, that I have hit the bullseye in the past. There's holes in it, but unlucky when I'm actually filming. Bit of a stage fright there, I guess. But we have them all around the target. Really small grouping down here. And, yeah, I have damaged one of these. I Robin Hooded it. You might be able to see this right here, where one of the darts is going like right through the middle of the back of the other dart. There it is. So yeah, that's Robin Hooding. And the one that did the piercing is fine, but this one, you see how that's all shredded? That's now a broken dart. Luckily these are cheap, so it's not like carbon fiber compound bow arrows, you know, where it costs a metric fuck ton to replace them when that happens. These are really cheap. And I got an extra 50 of these too. I got a bag of 50 mini broadheads and a bag of 50 stun darts. So I have no shortage of ammo. Just gotta... put them out of here. Luckily, these are easy to draw because the broadheads, they don't have barbs. They're smooth broadheads, so they pull out. Even though it's just cardboard, that takes and the bamboo ones obviously come out no problem. So that would, wow, that was really in there. Surprised about that would definitely fucking hurt. Is that if I thought that the tips would be bending and breaking all over the place. So I got my hands full of darts here, and I'm probably way too zoomed in on my face. But I'm going to be ending this video now. Thank you so much, patrons. I absolutely fucking love this thing, and I'm going to be making a lot of videos with it. So, thanks again. I love all of you guys, and have a great day. End the video.